I'd like to now introduce to you our training director, Byron Benton.
Good afternoon and good evening. Well, I guess you know my name, Byron Benton. I'm the training director for the Alameda County Electrical Apprenticeship. And yes, this is a very special day. Congresswoman Lee and our elected officials, Senator Corbett, Mayor Cassidy, we could not have asked for a greater partners in this effort. So I'd like to start off with just a brief excerpt of our mission statement. The promise of the Alameda County Electrical Apprenticeship is to provide IBEW and NECA with the best trained, highest skilled, most productive and professional workforce in the electrical construction industry. So how do we carry this promise forward to train the next generation of electrical workers, the foot soldiers in the new economy of energy efficiency and renewable energy? Well, the answer is the IBEW NECA Zero Net Energy Center. And as you heard earlier, yes, there's 20 Zero Net Energy Centers in the country, but there's only one that was a retrofit of an existing building. And existing buildings make up 99% of the building stock in this country. And even though not every existing building can do all the things we did, every building can do some of what we did. So now a brief overview of our program and the education that takes place here. Apprentices receive a minimum of 8,000 hours of on-the-job training during the course of their 5-year program. In addition, over 900 hours of college-level credit here at the training center. The training is in partnership with our local education agency, Chabot Community College, and the Division of Apprenticeship Standards for the state of California, while under the guidelines of the National Joint Apprenticeship and Training Committee, which provides world-class curriculum on traditional and emerging electrical construction technologies to approximately 300 IBEW NECA electrical apprenticeship programs in the United States and Canada. So 10 years ago, I got hired as a training director, and it's like being a parent. I didn't know what I was getting into. And I attended a seminar for new training directors in Maryland. And at that time, the then executive director, A.J. Pearson, showed us a PowerPoint slide. And it showed that there were 600,000 existing commercial buildings in this country that were crying out for energy efficiency retrofits. And of course, at that time, they were talking about Lawn Works, which is headquartered right here in Santa Clara. Well, then the next day, AJ made another comment. If you don't train on it, you're not even in the conversation. Well, the light bulb went off in my mind. Or as Sharon Simonson of the registry told me last week, you felt the sledgehammer hitting you over the head. So when I got back, I shared this information with our trustees. And our trustees, as you can see, are leaders and they're doers. And as a result, through their hard work and dedication, along with our talented instructors and staff, we began in earnest to expand our training into new and emerging technologies. So at this time, I would like to ask all trustees, current and former, because you are a part of this journey, all of our instructors, current and former, and all of our office staff, current and former, to please stand and be recognized. So please. These are the people that made today possible. And on a personal note, I have a few people here that made my presence possible. That's my wife, Dina, my daughters, Alana, Carissa, and Erica, and my grandson, Gabriel. So thank you for your support. So classes such as building automation systems, where various electrical systems like lighting, heating, and air conditioning are controlled by a common computer, were developed and implemented. Following were courses in advanced lighting control and electric vehicle charging stations under the guidelines of the California Advanced Lighting Control Training Program, known as CAL-CTP, and EVITP for the Electrical Vehicle Infrastructure Training Program. Making this training possible was the foundation that had already been put in place with numerous classes and training modules in residential, commercial, and industrial electrical construction. And you will see that here today when you walk through the building. The Zero Net Energy Center will once again take our program and industry to the next level, the level that will educate IBEW electricians and NECA contractors in a way that will ensure they will continue to be the best trained, highest skilled, most productive and professional workforce in the new economy of energy efficiency and renewable energy. With the most advanced electrical and mechanical systems now being integrated with our natural environment, the Z&E Center will be an active and evolving learning center where students will be educated not only in traditional electrical construction methods, but in the latest technologies of energy efficiency and renewable energy. This holistic approach of the Z&E Center will see academic performance enhanced. As a recent study by the Lawrence Berkeley Lab shows, buildings with natural light raise energy levels, which equates to increased work and academic performance. And as our dear friend Malcolm Hotchkiss of United Labor Bank, I think he's sitting over there to my left, reminded me, Byron, don't forget about the study that buildings with natural ventilation are healthier and people don't get sick as much. So finally, wrapping up with, paramount to this enhanced learning environment is once again the fact this retrofit was done to an existing building where it now uses 75% less energy. So what does that equate to? And you've heard other speakers say what that equates to. This one building, it's the same as importing 500 fewer barrels of foreign oil and removing 30 gas-burning vehicles from our roads in the United States each year and reducing our carbon footprint by 175 tons. So I'd like to leave you with this thought. Our current National Director, Michael Callanan, spoke 2 years ago at our completion ceremony. He shared this quote from Winston Churchill. Americans always do the right thing after exhausting all other options. Well, IBEW Local 595 in Northern California NECA could have chosen to stand pat, continue with business as usual till all options had been exhausted, but instead they chose to act. And they made a decision to do the right thing for our electrical workers and our contractors, to do the right thing for our country, to do the right thing for this planet, and most importantly, to do the right thing for our children and grandchildren. Thank you.
I said in the beginning, we didn't do this alone. This building did not build itself. I wish somehow it could have, but it did not. Our partners in this effort on the construction team was Novo Construction, Red Top Electric, Cigna West, ACO Engineered Systems, and Point One. Representatives from each one of those companies, would you please rise and be acknowledged? And while we're at it, could we have all of those who worked on this project please rise and be acknowledged? Our next speaker has been involved in our industry for many, many years. She was staff counsel for the Alameda County Program Coordinator for the Northern California Electrical Construction Industry Labor Management Cooperation Committee, otherwise known as NCECI LMCC. There wasn't that many years ago where I thought LMCC, Labor Management Cooperation, was an oxymoron, paradoxical statement, if you will. But there's really something magical to management and labor working together. And Diane comes from that background. She now serves us in our state as an appointment from our governor as the chief of the Division of Apprenticeship Standards at the Department of Industrial Relations. Please welcome Diane Ratney.
Thanks so much, Don. I will be very brief. I really wanted to convey a single message that I thought might be overlooked, but I was delighted to see that many of the previous speakers mentioned, and that is not just, as we're all here today and just wowed by this magnificent building and the energy efficiency it achieves, the solar panels, the solar tree and wind turbines, but as your mothers all told you, it's what's inside that counts, and what goes on inside here is world-class training. And as Victor mentioned, that training's been going on for some 60 years now. And so on behalf of the State Apprenticeship Agency, I want to share with you that we regard the training that goes on here for the past 60 years, not just to come, as world-class training. And that in fact that this is evidence of the wonderful collaboration of labor and management to create this ongoing training that passes on from generation to generation to generation, wonderful, meaningful careers for the children and grandchildren and many, ever-expanding group of citizens in San Leandro and the county and throughout the state. And just what a spectacular job they have done and will continue to do here. This is, in our estimation, in the State Apprenticeship Agency, this is really the gold standard. It was the gold standard before the new training center, and wow, it can only go up from here. So congratulations to everybody who worked on this, and in particular Victor Uno, Don Campbell, and Byron Benton for having the vision, not just to build another training center, because we do see those from time to time over the years, but to have the vision to create this kind of a training center for the generations to come. And to all the trustees who supported it financially, no small feat after taking a quick tour with Byron. Everything is top quality and for the benefit of apprentices to come. So well done, all of you.
We are joined today by Marty Reisberg, who is the Director of Curriculum and Development for our program's parent organization, the National Joint Apprenticeship and Training Committee. The NJTC is responsible for curricula used at approximately 285 training centers across the country. Those are training centers that do the similar thing that we do here, except this is the first Zero Net Energy Center that this kind of training will be done. Let's give a warm welcome to Marty Reisberg, who flew across the country to be with us today. Marty?
When we work at the NJTC to create the curriculum, we have the opportunity to work with many leaders. Leaders of the IBEW and NECA, like we see here today. Leaders from manufacturers and training partners that we lead with to make sure that the curriculum that we create is the latest and most up-to-date technologically curriculum that it can be. What I submit to you today is we're surrounded by leaders. Not only Victor and Don, Byron Benton, but everybody in your local area, all of the members of the IBEW that support this training center, every NECA signatory contractor that's out there, they're all leaders. You're all leaders, and you're walking the walk, not just talking the talk. Just looking at this building, having the opportunity to go through the Zero Net Energy Center proves that you are all leaders, and leaders in your industry, and leaders that we are glad to be able to work with. We thank you for letting us share the day with you today from the NJTC. We congratulate you on this historic moment, and thank you once again.